Hello everyone, my name is Carla Cruz and this is my presentation on usability of government websites for the PPA 521 course at Cal State University, Long Beach. So I quickly want to start with what is e-government and what is usability. So e-government uses information technology to support government operations, engage citizens, and provide online services. It improves efficiency, effectiveness, and provides equitable access to information. So website usability, websites are a platform to provide online services, promote government policies, and engage citizens for participation. Usability is how easy it is to use a website and achieve its functions, and this can enhance user experience. So according to the book, there is no standard for usability measurements. However, some common measurements include homepage length, targeted audience, navigation bar, sitemap, font color, forms, search tools, and frequent website updates. So I chose to do the California State Website Standards Policy, which provides a guidelines for standardization and best practices for California state entity websites and enhances user experience. The policy specifically focuses on design, accessibility, and usability. So the first element, design, creates a strong brand presence for a standard look and feel for the website. So for design, it focused on three elements. So header, content area, and footer. The header should include a logo with a hyperlink on the top left corner. It should have an accurate direct link to the landing page across all web pages on the website, and it should also include some kind of search navigation system. For the content area, the homepage should provide a space to include specific program content or online services, which should be accessible across a variety of different platforms, devices, and delivery mechanisms, such as different browsers, or if you're using it on your mobile app versus a desktop computer. And then in addition, always having a sidebar or navigation bar that is accessible through all subpages, and users can access information. And then lastly, the footer, which must also appear on all web pages across the website. And the footer will usually include the privacy policy, help information, accessibility information, and contact information. This is an example that the policy provided on how the design should look like. So up here you see the header where it has its logo, its navigation bar, its search bar, and then the main content where you will provide program information or online services. And then at the bottom you have the footer, which like I said earlier, it's where you provide privacy policy link, contact information link, or accessibility information links. So continuing with the website standards policy, the second element that the policy focused on was accessibility, where websites must adhere to all applicable state, federal laws, guidelines, and regulations. So on the policy, they had links to a lot of different external links that took you to different policies and laws. However, these are some of the items that I gathered. So first of all, not covering any part of the focus item, making it easy to spot the keyboard focus, not relying on dragging for user actions, making controls easy to activate through sizing and space, making sure it's easy to find help and support, making it easy for users to complete multi-step processes, and then also having easy logins with less mental effort. Again, all of this for accessible purposes. And then the third element is usability, where websites and digital services should be designed around user needs. So there's 2 points that usability touched on. So the first one was responsive design, where websites should be available on various devices and platforms such as desktop devices or mobile devices. And then the second point that they touched on was usability principles. So using the resources you have available to make your website as usable as possible. So for example, using usability.gov. Okay, so now let's analyze the policy based on the content that we learned in class. So first, accessibility is the extent to which the site and its content are available to a wide range of users. We can see through the policy that they address website stability, where all sections of the website should be accessible by different types of browsers and devices. The next point, design and layout. The policy addresses that web pages should be able to interact with each other through links across the website, and then that the information should be well organized. And then lastly, they addressed having a navigation system which helps users find information easily and quickly. So they addressed having a unique and identifying website address. They addressed having a search tool across the website, and then also having a help or frequently asked questions page where users can find useful information on common questions that they usually get. So across my analyzing the policy, I noticed that there was some aspects that the standards did not address. So this is my feedback to consider for the policy. So number one is website interconnection. So the policy did not address website interconnection between government entities and departments, which is important. The second one is update frequency. So they didn't address how frequently the websites should be updated. I also think that they can address or elaborate on response effectiveness, where they can set expectations on websites having high response of effectiveness. So if in case of an emergency, will the website publish timely information? And then lastly, I noticed that the policy didn't indicate that there should be a sitemap, which a sitemap is a collection of website links for all main pages, and it helps users find specific information under certain sections of the website. Why is website usability important? Well, again, websites provide online services and information and encourage resident participation. So, number one, expectations and trust. Residents are increasingly expecting to find the information that they need on the government websites. And if websites provide important and updated content, it builds citizens' trust towards their government. In addition, first impressions matter. The first impression of a website will impact the residents' trust. So look for, is the website usable enough, for example, for me to rely on the website and trust using its services? And is the user satisfied with the functionality of the website and services? Next is citizen interaction and loyalty, which is really important because the easier a website is to use, the more likely the residents will interact with the website and use it again. If the website is difficult to use, then users will not engage with it, and then that website becomes useless. It's also important to provide content on the website that is useful to residents, that they're able to find the information that they need. Website usability or websites also create an opportunity for local governments or governments to be transparent, and it's a way to hold the government accountable, as reports, meeting minutes, and policies are usually things that are posted on the website. And then lastly, website usability can increase productivity and efficiency. So next, I wanted to apply the usability features to my local government's website, which is the City of Anaheim's website. So here I provided screenshots of the Anaheim City website. So first, as you can see on the first image, the City of Anaheim logo is located on the top left-hand corner, and this is located on all the subpages across the website. And if you click on it, it has a hyperlink to back to the home page. It has a clear and distinct website address, easy to memorize. It has a navigation bar where if you hover over the tabs, you're able to look in more detail what it is specifically you're looking for. It has a search bar. They include their social media on the top right hand corner. They also have a feature where you can translate the website to a different language. They have a section specifically for I want to items that are most common. So, for example, paying your utility bill or finding transparency documents such as the reports or meeting minutes that I discussed earlier. The footer includes contact information, it includes privacy information, it includes accessibility information, and then also they have a page specifically dedicated to service providers, and the website interconnectivity works well. Other things that I noticed across the website was that the content was all informational. The homepage link only included the necessary information. The targeted audience I noticed was for residents and visitors. The font color was readable and does not hurt your eyes. They frequently update their website at least once a month based on the news that they published. The information was well categorized, and then you're able to access the website through a variety of platforms, such as different browsers, different devices, such as a desktop computer versus maybe mobile devices, such as your phone. And then they also have an app. So the website has great usability, but now I want to touch on their city app, which bleeds into m-government, and m-government is the use of mobile devices in e-government. Here I provided screenshots of the app, and here are some of the features. So it has a direct button to call 311 where you can gather more information on Anaheim. It lets you switch the language. You can request city services. It includes a map where it includes a calendar where you're able to see what is going on each day. So for example, if a city council meeting is going on, it'll let you know here, and if you click on it, it'll tell you the address and the time and any information you need to know. It lets you sign up for Anaheim alerts, and it also lets you do things like pay your utility bill. Although it does provide information, it is not a one-stop shop, as a lot of the tabs do redirect you to a link to go onto a browser. So I do think that the app can be further developed. So in conclusion, usability impacts user experience, and it'll determine if the user is likely to use the website again. If the website does not have great usability or if it's slow, then users will not use the website and the website becomes useless. However, governments should aim to improve website usability as it can reduce transaction costs and provide efficient services and information to the residents. And lastly, it is important to provide equal access to e-government to all citizens. However, this does present challenges. So for example, not everyone has access to technology, not everyone knows how to use technology, and some people may be reluctant to use technology. Therefore, it's important to continue offering face-to-face services to ensure that services are provided to all citizens. Thank you, everyone. That concludes this presentation.